Hello.
Hello.
That's right? Or is it? I'm like confused which one is considered generic robot and which one is robot. Is robot the abstract or generic robot the abstract? It's also my next question, which is which one should be a pure virtual function, because that means that you guys have to have that function in. And then basically what inherits my child classes are moving, shooting, seeing, and thinking, right?
It's 7:24. This is how early I arrive at school on days that I have an 8 a.m. class. However, my 8 a.m. class today is actually online, but the problem is parking. My uni has horrendous parking spaces. But one thing about arriving early is that I get to rot in my car basically and have my own alone time, spending it with myself, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Okay. So normally we develop an editing during the design.
Basically macam you queue lah, like you queue and then you want to enter cinema, you will move terus ke depan, right? It's basically like that.
Tapi pop, to my understanding, is whoever's at the front. So kalau the queue is Lia, Mimi, Karen, it'll be pop, it'll be Lia keluar dulu, kan?
Yeah. Pop tu tadi queue
Stack.
Start.
Sebab stack you kena take from the top. Itulah contohnya Mimi yang dies because Mimi is in the middle of the queue. It's day 3 of us working on this assignment. Today's Monday and we're having another meeting because it's due by this coming Sunday, the end of this week, and we still have to do the report and we're not anywhere near done with that. This is my workstation. I have candy at the ready, which I'm so happy I found these. And yeah, this is the main file and it's super long and we're I don't know if we're anywhere near done or not done. It's basically a battlefield robot game where you have a whatever size grid and then you can move and shoot, and we have like to implement these 10 upgrades, etc, whatever. And then we're using GitHub this time, which my friend taught us how to use, and it's like way easier, and it's something I did do in Warwick, but they never taught me how to do that. I don't know if it was just because I'm dumb and didn't ask, or it was a common knowledge thing, but we used GitHub, but it wasn't like this. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I feel as though this is day 3 of us working on it online, right? We're all in different places. I feel like one of my friends is in Cheras, one of my friends has gone back to Sabah, and I don't know where the other one is. But the culture here is so different. We worked on this last night. So yesterday we had a meeting from 9:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. and then the next meeting at night we came back together at 9 p.m. until 12 a.m. and even then we were stopping because we're like, you know, we're tired, like let's go to sleep, continue this tomorrow. But I just feel as though this was so different than how I was in Warwick when we would camp out in the labs late at night until the last bus is left and we have to wait for the first bus. I just miss that, you know. That's right. Good job.
I don't think so. This. This won't be the last day, please. I'm just tired already.
Same.
I'm gonna wait for. Oh.
Because that means we have to change in day also. My friends say the error code gives them PTSD, but it truly gives me PTSD. We have this group mate that is kind of making me annoyed and angry because he's not doing what he needs to do, which ends up having me to do it for him. Which, when I was complaining about it to my mom was saying how you have to understand how some people just don't know what to do, you know, like that's where you help them, blah blah blah. And I was talking to my friends about it, and I was saying how no one can understand better than me, because in Warwick I was that stupid one. I was the one who didn't know what to do, like, you know, because you see me putting effort right into this code, but if it doesn't compile and run, it doesn't compile and run. It doesn't matter how much work you put into it. And hours, some of it, it's literally like errors that don't even make sense, because in theory it should work and it's what we learned, but then, you know, and so like no one else can understand better than me in terms of not knowing what to do in a coding assignment, because that was me for 2 years. That was me. I was stupid basically. It works in theory, like if you look at the code itself, it should work in theory, but then when it comes to compilation, it's suddenly like all these faults and blah blah blah. And so I was saying that the only thing I expect from group mates who don't know what to do is to put in a little bit of effort in terms of showing that you want to learn, or actually like, you know, like getting to know what is happening. I just miss the self-certified thing that we had in the UK. I don't know if any other uni has that, but in Warwick we have this self-certified thing, which means you don't have to give like a valid reason, such as an MC or whatever valid reason, to extend your deadline by a week. You have 2 self-certifications for 1 year of your degree, and so you can use it however you want. Most people might not even end up using it, but I always did. And it was so nice because you got to extend your deadline for a week with no explanation needed. You didn't need to fight your professor saying like, you know, making up some lie or something, right? Yeah. Finally, it compiles at the very least, and there's a grid. Oh my god. So, we are getting close. We can work with this. Come on, we're smart. We're smart. I'm very smart. I feel like I'm getting sick. I'm falling sick.
I wanna live your life, I wanna dream your dreams, lick the moons, catch them stars in the night. Every superpower that is yours will be mine. I'll be that it girl, power mouth, crossing the line.